done, lads. Congratulations to you. I hoped that we'd play a leading role, but from that to win this stage, you have put in a superb performance. Well done for this win.
Hello there folks, it is TIJ Gaming and welcome back to the Tour de France 2020 playthrough with Team Ineos. Today, it is time for stage number 10. But as always with this series, we take a little bit of time to reflect on the previous stage. And what a stage it was. Probably our best yet. An outstanding win with Kwiatkowski at the front of the breakaway. Remained there and it was a solo win. Absolutely fantastic. 3 of our riders in the top 5, 4 of our riders in the top 8. Absolutely brilliant stuff. Now, the only bad bit of news from that was that Roglic, unfortunately, finished 22 seconds ahead of Thomas, and I think now holds the yellow jersey. But apart from that, Kwiatkowski, 39 points in the best climber classification, 40 points in the points classification. Absolutely fantastic stage. And just look at that team classification, nearly 8 minutes ahead of anybody else. A brilliant collective stage for us all. Now, as I said before, Roglic was the man who rather gapped everybody apart from Kwiatkowski, of course, who won the stage by himself. That puts him at the front of the Tour de France. But Geraint Thomas also made up a place in the race for the yellow jersey, and Pinot has dropped down 2 places. It's fair to say that Fuglsang and Roglic are the 2 favourites for this, but Geraint Thomas is not out of it by any stretch yet. Carapaz moved up by 2 places, Bernal has moved up by 1, Kwiatkowski with that brilliant stage win has moved up 3 places, and Chris Froome has moved up 3 places as well. In the polka dot jersey, Kwiatkowski only 1 point behind to get. Now, you have to say with those points that really there's only 2 men in that classification. In the points classification, Kwiatkowski moved up by 9 places. Sagan leading that classification, and Thomas and Kwiatkowski both in with a chance for the green jersey. Young riders, Bernal went up to 2nd. Team classification, we lead by a whopping 28 minutes. And then in compatibility classification, Kwiatkowski moved up 4 places. Now, in the next stage, we just have got 2 flat stages, but there might be a bit more to it than that. Let's find out what this next stage has got in store for us. Stage number 10. I can't believe we're in double figures already.
The main thing to grasp today is that the route is flat and without any difficulties. But be on your guard as the wind can lead to bordures. You'll have to be on your guard and not get caught out, because this is the sort of stage where you can lose a lot of time on the general classification. Beware of the wind. Have a good stage.
Hello, cycling fans everywhere. It's a hazardous stage that awaits the riders today. The route follows the coast throughout the day. And if the wind starts to blow, there will be numerous chances to create bordures. Unfortunately, as everybody knows, in the little game of bordures, there are always losers, be it for stage victory or for the general classification.
Well, this is a stage that could be very intriguing, although it doesn't look like it. That second half of the stage should be very interesting. What a border is, by the way, for those of you who don't know. I didn't know until I had a look earlier, and basically it's just the riders riding in a kind of diagonal formation, if you like. They call it an echelon formation, but it's effectively a diagonal formation to try and avoid a crosswind. Now, as you can see, this stage goes over 2 islands. I don't know if it's going to be worth being in the breakaway today. I'm going to chuck Dennis in there. Or Kwiatkowski. Yeah, I'm going to put Kwiatkowski in that breakaway just to try and get some points for the for that classification, for the points classification. Obviously, there's some points available for that classification in the 2 sprints, and it's just worth having 1 man up there potentially. But again, you know, not much of a risk really. As you can see, the leaders, well, a long way off. They're not dangerous, but as we've heard before, there's potential that the borders with this second half of the stage could well change the stage, and knowing what happened today, knowing what happened in stage 2 and other stages, I think it's time to be a bit more bold and daring, but let's see what the sports director's got to say. Oh, brilliant, he's just finished. Basically, I think what he said, there's no mountains today, it's pretty much just a flat stage, it's as flat as they come in this stage, so I shouldn't assume too much of a problem. But we have gone, as you can see, from the guys in the peloton. We are in a group of our own, really, here with Kwiatkowski, but I don't think much will happen, to be honest, until we get to that first sprint. So it might be a short stage today, but it's certain that we'll get a lot more action in the second half of today's stage. So we've gone a real way into this stage. Again, I said much wouldn't really go, rudder wouldn't really happen. It wouldn't be an interesting stage, certainly in the first half anyway. And it's just a 4-strong breakaway as it was at the start. Obviously, Kwiatkowski has caught up to these 3 guys. And I think it's a smart move, particularly for this intermediate sprint. We are the best placed in this for the points classification. So another 20 points would be absolutely brilliant. I wouldn't think any of these would really go for that points classification. I suppose unless they've got teammates who are going for it and they want to try and take the points off Kwiatkowski. I'm not exactly sure. But not too far to go now before that sprint. And then things might get interesting with the Bordeaux. So 2 kilometres to go before the intermediate sprint. Obviously there are a lot of points available in the peloton. So we ought to tell everyone to set a high tempo in the peloton just to try and get some points out of this sprint again. It's not really what we're targeting, but it'd be great to get some points nonetheless. Just the 4 of us in this group. Not the best place to be at the front here, but hopefully we can get some points. They're all going for it. We might have been caught napping a little bit here, but we're a good sprinter. Can we get over the line first? We sure can. 20 points for Kwiatkowski. Great stuff. Just get on board with Thomas is the best place. But we'll get everyone to attack. Why not? Get everyone to try and go for some points. Grant Thomas mainly, though. Told our guys to attack. And to be honest, I don't think we're really going to get anything because we're just being crowded, as you can see, with a kilometre to go. Just going to have to push people out of the way. Try and get a point or 2 here. Froome's putting in a good acceleration. We might get a point or 2 with Grant Thomas. Let's see. Castro Viejo got a few points. I know that much. And we'll just tell everyone to protect our leaders. Just check where we got. So, Castro Viejo 2 points. Thomas 2. Froome 1. Not too bad at all. Right, okay. So this zone is exposed to the wind. The peloton should be there for the stage win, apparently. We've just told our guys to set a high tempo. I don't think there's anything too complicated about this. But hopefully we shouldn't be exploited. As you can see, we've got that diagonal formation at the moment. The peloton 2 minutes and 14 behind the breakaway. But this should be a very, very short stage with not much going on unless there's a lot of drama that happens later on. But we're looking good at the moment. Peloton all together. There's no split groups at the moment. So, to be honest, this is a flat as stage as they come, but some good points for the points classification for Kwiatkowski at least. Well, I wasn't joking. Pretty boring stage, but apparently he's getting quite close now. Might as well consume some of our feed with Kwiatkowski, but it's looking absolutely fine. The peloton's going to catch up, just the one rider, unfortunately, out here. Actually, 21st for Astana. That's not going to be of much help when everybody else is finishing so close. I said it wouldn't be too an interesting stage. We'll just get caught up to these guys and follow them. I think the peloton will catch up here. There's no doubt about that. I don't think we'll hold off the peloton, personally. Yeah, we'll leave it a few kilometres. I don't know if to just try a bit of a different strategy. I really don't know. Zone exposed to the wind again. Set a high tempo. They might not catch, you know, the peloton. I'm going to take a risk with Grant Thomas. It's just one of those that could pay off. And I'm going to bring somebody with me just to make sure. Let's bring Dennis with us. Oops.
Okay, but give me time to move up a bit. I'm not well placed.
I'm going to tell Grant Thomas to attack here. Just try and do something. Particularly try and make people react. Consuming some of our feed. We haven't really made too much of a time gap. I think we didn't tell Tennis to attack, so we'll just do that now.
Give me time to move up a bit. I'm not well placed.
I mean, the peloton's come back up already, to be honest.
The first riders have reached the Ile de Ré. They've got 6 kilometres to go.
Well, this is interesting. Are the peloton going to catch up? Obviously, we're exposed to the wind here at the front, but I'm not too bothered about that. This is going to be interesting. Obviously, this is priority to the sprint teams, but we are going for that points classification.
It'll be tight for the stage victory.
Just try and up the pace again. Just get the peloton to ride hard. Try and split things up a little bit. There's Dennis. Good man. We'll just follow him. Oops. Take some of that pink feed. Red. Oh, I always keep calling it pink. It's red gel, isn't it? So 3 kilometres to go. We have caught up to the leaders. Grant Thomas is the man to focus on here. So 2.2 kilometres to go. Just try and get well placed with Grant. We fell back a little bit. I'm just worried about that lack of pink energy. Could be risking a blow up here. Right, we're going to focus on Kwiatkowski then. He's the main man in the points classification. Oh, you are kidding me. How has he managed to blow up? No, 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 no. Right, she's going to have to go now. That's annoying. Oh, he's blown up again. I can't believe that. Oh, we're going for the points classification with Kwiatkowski. That's pretty much put him out of it. That is really disappointing. Really disappointing. Can't believe we blew up there, particularly with a whole feed left. Oh, well. Oh, well. No problems with the general classification in the end, but just annoying. I mean, that was big points available. 50 points. Oh, we should have consumed our feed. That's annoying. But apparently they thought the peloton would be quite spaced out there. It was about as generic a stage as you possibly could have had. Nice to see a different stage winner. Obviously no changes, I don't think, in any of the standings. Potentially some of the classification, but they all stay the same, I think.
We had no real ambitions for the classification of this stage. The least that can be said is you didn't prove me wrong.
I think that's a bit harsh. Goodness me. Well, points classification was on here. We finished 4th. I mean, it would have been great to get some more points, but I don't think any of the guys around us are big shots in that points classification. I could be wrong, though. Young riders, again, you know, this is very much a, I wouldn't say a pointless stage, but, well, as you can visibly see, not a lot happened. I mean, Castro Viejo was our main rider. I don't mean to be rude to the man, but that just shows how pointless that stage was. But at least it didn't go wrong. As you can see, absolutely fine. After that stage, no changes in the general classification. A few movements up. Izagaya, who we saw, who fell back for Astana, has dropped back. That means Chris Froome has gained a place. I think apart from that, everybody else has stayed where they are. No real surprise there. I mean, there's little bits and pieces, but nothing massive. Climber, no points available for that there. Kwiatkowski moves up 1 place. Tronton moves up 4 places. No points for Sagan. Van Aert, I thought we didn't... thought there were no points for him there. But Thomas has moved down 2 places. But, I mean, Kwiatkowski is still competitive in the points classification. Young riders, Bernal stays in 2nd. Team classification, we lead by nearly half an hour, crazy. And Kwiatkowski up to 2nd in that compatibility classification. So not the most exciting of stages today. But we got over the line okay, and sometimes in stage that's just the most important thing. So tomorrow, another flat stage, but hopefully a little bit more exciting than that.
The main thing to grasp today is that the route is flat and it harbours no particular difficulties. A sprint finish is more than likely. This stage is of no interest to us. Keep cozy inside the peloton. Have a good stage.
Pretty similar then to the last stage. To be honest, there's a climb in there, 4th class climb, but only a point available. I don't exactly think there's much point leading a breakaway just to try and get 1 point in the mountains classification. Yeah, it's going to be a bit of a generic one, to be honest, tomorrow. But after that, some big stages coming up in particular. A few mountain stages, which will really set everyone apart. I'll tell you what. We're going to do that stage today. We'll do stage 11 today because it is such a short video that we'll do 2 stages in one day. Shouldn't be massive for the general classification, I don't think, today. But it just seems sensible to get it done. You know, it's going to be another video like this, so we might as well do 2 in 1. So we're going to break that daily stage video. Daily stage video. Daily stage schedule. I don't really know how you put that. But nevertheless, stage 11. We'll do that now. Again, shouldn't really be too much of an interesting stage, to be quite honest. A few points available in the sprints, like this stage. But I think after the rest day, they're probably just trying to ease the riders in, which is probably a sensible move, to be honest.
Hello and welcome to all. On paper, it's difficult to work up much enthusiasm for today's stage. We should witness the oft-repeated plot of an early breakaway doing its utmost to withstand the return of the peloton.
My God, the commentator is really built up for this stage. Well, there shouldn't be much enthusiasm about today's stage. As I've said, I think these are the kind of two middle stages just to ease everyone back in after that rest day. And then it's a big day tomorrow. So I think it's a smart move to do both of these stages in this video. But once again, there's not really much point showing much until the sprint. I don't think we're going to get anybody in the breakaway. There's only 1 point available for that climb. I'm really not fussed about that. Maybe the... Ah, there we go.
With only one classified climb on the menu, the sprinters' teams won't want to pass up on the opportunity. It's maybe best to just tuck yourself in today.
Yeah, I mean, we are going for that points classification with Kwiatkowski. I don't think any of these guys are particularly in the points classification. That's what we're bothered about. So, you know, unless anybody big moves, the likes of De Gent, Sagan, then, you know, we'll just stay where we are. So we've reached the zone where it's feeding time at the zoo for all the riders. And as you could probably predict, nothing has happened. Nobody up there to challenge the points classification. So we ride on board now with Kwiatkowski, we are most interested in that points classification. I think there are 3 or 4 points available for 11th for the points classification, but we're not going to overexert ourselves, be stupid about it. We'll tell everybody else to hang back in the field. I think, like I say, I think it'd be 5 points for 11th, but every point matters in that points classification. There is Sagan, as you can see, who's going for every point he can get. No surprise there without going with the breakaway. I'm surprised he didn't go with the breakaway, given that, I mean, he's an absolute mile behind in the general classification, which is what I don't really understand. Yeah, it's absolutely fine. Which, I mean, these two stages are meant to be ones where nothing really happens, but you've got to be awake to the possibility that somebody perhaps might do something and bugger it up for us. But 5 points available for 11th. We'll absolutely go for 11th with Kwiatkowski. We consumed all of our feed last time. That's something we didn't do in the previous race, but we consumed all our feed. We got a refill, so it seems sensible to refill. We're just going to follow this guy in the front of this little well, not a breakaway, but this head of the peloton. As you can see, there's a lot of guys in the peloton that are quite a way back actually, but a really heavy peloton with 148 riders. 5 points available though for 11th in this intermediate sprint. We're not going to go over kilometres, so look, we've got a kilometre to go. We'll just overexert ourselves, but we've got a really good chance to potentially get 5 points for the intermediate sprint. So we're going to get to the front of this peloton, try and get a good pace. As you can see, nobody really of importance getting any points there. Okay, time to go. We fell back a little bit, but I'm not concerned about that. Oh, we got a break there. Didn't realise that. Come on, can we get some points? Not quite going to be 5, I don't think. Is it? How many did we get? I think it was just 3. That's absolutely fine, though. That's absolutely fine. 3 points for us. We take 2 points off the points classification leader, Sagan. I'm happy about that. But a 4th class climb up next. We've actually pulled out quite a gap with Kwiatkowski. And he'll just come back to the peloton. There's a 4th class climb, which obviously only the top guy gets any points for. Goodness me, we don't need to ride hard. That's quite alright. We'll just wait for the following group now. But to be honest, I'll just see you guys at the end of the stage, as has been said before, just a complete transitional stage. Nobody up there to worry about for the general classification. So even if the breakaway win, we've got nothing to worry about, barring a complete surprise. Well, I thought you'd just quickly like to see Hiver took the points on the 4th stage climb. As you can see, we just don't have to overexert ourselves. We're managing the time gap about 2.5 minutes. Take the fact that it's gone up with a pinch of salt, because obviously we were going up the climb, advancing up the climb when that timer was going up and up and up. But I think we should catch the breakaway at the end. Not really much problem with that. We just need to manage our feeds a little bit better in the end, and I think we'll have a chance of potentially taking some points home for Kwiatkowski. So 8.5 kilometres to go. As you can see, the breakaway has failed. The earliest I think the breakaway has been caught in the whole of the tour so far. Not really much of a surprise. Everyone's consumed their blue feeds. With about 5 to go, we will tell them to consume their red gel. But really, apart from the points classification, potentially for Kwiatkowski, there's not really much to fight for here. I mean, 50 points, though, available, I think, for the winner of this sprint. So this could be massive for somebody who's up high in the standings. We'll tell everyone to attack. I think after they've had their red gel, it might be a little bit more effective this time. We'll wait till there's 5 kilometres to go. Tell everyone to consume the feed. And then it's just all about the last sprint. We'll do it at 5.5, actually. We'll be a rebel. Why not? So, as you can see, there's 5 of us at the head of the peloton, which is great.
Just 5 more kilometers. We are heading for a mass sprint.
Hopefully we shouldn't blow up with any of our riders now.
Deep crash in the peloton.
Oh, crash. Any of our guys involved? I don't think so. No, that's absolutely fine. Is there anybody for the general classification there that we need to be concerned about? Quintana in 8th. Interesting. We'll have to have a look at the end of the stage, see if anybody who's interested in the general classification was involved in that crash. Not going to go anywhere yet. We'll go over about a kilometre to go.
Pieces are moving into place for the mass sprint. Niceties are exchanged as everybody wants to be on the right wheel.
I bet, yeah. Well, Quintana's accelerating, but he was one of the guys who was involved in the crash. So take that with a pinch of salt. Christoph's going. There's no way he's going to be able to keep that up. But we'll just keep cosy with Kwiatkowski and try and take 50 points. That'd be excellent if we could win the stage with him. Oh, Van Aert trying to bash us out of the way. But with 1.2 to go, we'll tell everybody to accelerate. Might as well go for some points here just to prevent everybody else getting them, for goodness sake.
Okay, I'll put in a bigger...
Right, 1 kilometre to go. Let's go then with Kwiatkowski. Sagan is leading this this charge. Be some great points. Can we get on the podium? Come on! Let's attack over the line. It's not quite top. Sagan takes the stage there. That's great for him for the points classification. But we still got some decent points there. We'll find out the stipulations at the end of the stage. I mean, Quintana, I think he was in 8th place in the general classification, so he's going to fall back a lot. But again, a good decision, I think, there to do that second stage, because really a transitional stage. Where did Kwiatkowski finish? Oh, let's see. No, I don't want to see him. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think it was probably 6th. Oh, could have been 5th. Certainly in the top 6. Let's see where he did finish. But certainly some good points. Hopefully the rest of our guys got a few points as well. Isn't going to hurt. Not much else to do in that stage. Might as well have a bit of fun with it. But the stage winner, Sagan there. Yellow jersey still with is it Roglic or Fug? I can't even remember which one's which now. I think it's Roglic. Is it? Yes. Points classification still with Sagan. De Gent best climber, and Van der Poel the young rider. So nothing changes in those 2 stages today at all. Let's see what the team boss thinks. I think he'd be quite happy.
Well done, lads. You rode a very good stage. Finishing in the top 10, even though the stage didn't suit us, is very satisfying.
Great stuff. Our guys finished a little bit further back than I thought they would. That's a bit of a pity, but oh well. Best climber, Hiver got himself 1 point. Absolutely no point being part of the breakaway just for that 1 point. Sagan got himself 51 points, but Kwiatkowski got himself 17 points. Not too bad there. Young rider, I mean, take all this with a pinch of salt. Really, not the most important of stages. Thomas keeps himself cosy in 3rd. Bernal moves up 2 places. Kwiatkowski moves himself up 2 places. So 2 of those guys must have been involved in that crash. Quintana moves down 4 places. And Buchmann moves down 1 place. So we've now got 4 of our riders in the top 10. That's absolutely fantastic. Froome moves up 1 place. Dennis moves up 5 places. Great to see. Castro Viejo moves up 5 places as well. In the best climber, nothing changes. In points classification, Kwiatkowski moves up by 1 place. Thomas stays where he is. Dennis moves down 1 place. But Kwiatkowski's still fairly competitive for that green jersey. Going to be pretty tricky now because Sagan is such a way ahead. Young rider, again, take of pinch of salt. Great in the team classification and compatibility. We are 2nd with Kwiatkowski. No objectives during this stage, so there was no objective to meet, no objective achieved, no objective to achieve, so it's okay, nothing to worry about there. Our riders recovered from that stage quite nicely, but those two very much transitional stages. Stage 12 is where things will start to get interesting again.
Today is a tiring route, where the closing kilometres should suit the punchers, and an opportunity to lead the general classification. We should be able to get into the top 10 of the stage, but with this hilly route, there are ways to launch attacks from far out and surprise the favourites. Good race, guys. Go, go!
Whew, look at that, that's more like it. 5 climbs, the last one with a chance to get some time bonuses, and 2 sprints. Oh, it's going to be a good stage. Not maybe the most exciting video today, but the most important thing is that we don't drop back, and look at that. 4 of our riders in the top 10. If anything else, that deserves a like. Thank you for watching though, folks. We'll be back tomorrow with stage number 12, and I promise you, there won't be 2 stages in tomorrow's video. But anyway, thank you for watching. Thank you for your support during this Tour de France so far. I am really enjoying the series, and it seems like you guys are as well, which is absolutely fantastic to hear. But thank you for watching. I've been TIJ Gamer. Until the next time, I will see you guys later. Goodbye for now.